So when I tell people that I'm studying psychology, no matter who it is, it's always, what are you going to do with it? And I have actually rehearsed a line that I tell people what I'm going to do with it, whether it's true or not, because I absolutely hate the question.
My name is Isaac Rosbinski. I'm a junior studying computer science.
My name is Dana Marsalik. I'm a senior and my major is geological engineering.
My name is Isaac Shiro. My major is psychology, and my year in school is I'm a senior or fourth year.
My name is Sumita Jayaraman. I'm a computer science major and I'm a sophomore.
So when my girlfriend tells people that she's studying engineering, they always ask, "Oh really?" with an amazed, shocked face.
I think that the reaction from other people would be different if I was a man.
I never thought of majoring in a liberal arts, or I never really thought it was a good idea because growing up, my parents always talk about being a starving artist, or a lot of those majors are not going to you won't make money, you won't get farther in life with those jobs. You have to find a realistic job, or you have to find a job that you're going to be successful in and be able to raise a family or have a financial ground with. So it's always been a math or science option for me, and I found a love for science. So
your parents had a focus on the practicality of STEM majors for the financial reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Had they not had this influence on you, do you think that you would have focused more time on humanities or liberal arts studies in high school and college?
That I'd want to say about gender related to fields of study relating to STEM and humanities would be that the stigma is pretty pointless. It doesn't need to happen. People have developed their own personalities, and you can't look down on someone for deciding what they decide. If a male goes into humanities, you can't look down on them and look at them as lesser than someone who's going into STEM and who's a male. And on the same note, you can't look at a female as not belonging in STEM.
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that question, Austin. Because that's saying, had your parents not done this, what would you have done? I don't know. I don't think that there's more of a pressure for sons versus daughters to be pursuing a STEM major. I think that a lot of females go into medical professions, and then a lot of males go into engineering. I guess that's one divide that could be looked at.
So I think in computer science, it's definitely a very male-dominated field for the most part. When you walk into a class, like a class at UW Madison, is a variety. There's men and women both in the classes, but I feel like when you think about if you ask someone to picture a computer programmer, they're immediately going to imagine a male.
Because males are stereotypically supposed to be the breadwinners. They're supposed to be the ones taking care of the family and the women. And a lot of people, actually, going back to my girlfriend, they say things like, "Oh, so she's going to be the one earning all the money, or she's going to be the one providing for the family." And so I think that a male going into humanities is you're not doing your job, you're not doing your role. So nice.
Okay, so on the flip side of that, what do you think the biggest discourager of women going into STEM fields is?
I think a big discourager of women going into STEM fields is that not a lot of people have faith in them, that they can succeed. Not a lot of people think that women belong in STEM fields, and people actually think it's weird when they see women showing up in their classrooms in such a male-dominated field. And the other thing too is that there are so many males that it would be discouraging for a female to go into the STEM field, because she's not around people that she has a lot in common with. Yeah, she's in classes with people, she has the same drives and motivations, but it's dominated by males, and a lot of times by people that don't think that they should be there. So that would be really hard for them going forward.
I think one of the biggest discouragers for other women to even try STEM is probably the assumption that it'll be too hard for them. If you, like, I know that I've been told if I ever express interest in something that could potentially be hard, if someone says to me, like, oh, well, it's really hard, I'm like, okay, they don't think I can do it. I might not be able to do it. I think he still probably thought it was really hard, but maybe I felt like maybe if I was a guy, I would have, like, taken that and been like, okay, it's hard, but, like, you know, I can do it. But I don't know. I feel like it's possible that, like he said, like, oh, it's really hard. And if I were to be like, oh, I can do it, he might be like, but can you? You know?
Mm-hmm. Catch it.
Yeah.
I think it probably also has to do with the way he says it, you know? Like, I think when someone's talking to a girl, they might be like, oh, you know, like, it's really hard. Like, I don't know if you should think about that. But, like, if it's another guy, if he says it, oh, you know, yeah, it's really hard. Like, you should try it out. Like, it's like, you know, it might not be about what he said, but how he said it.
So when my girlfriend tells people that she's studying engineering, they always ask, oh really, with an amazed, shocked face. And a lot of times it's followed by, that's so awesome, I'm so proud of you.
I do feel like I experienced microaggressions being a female in STEM.
And what are those microaggressions?
Can I tell a story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please tell stories.
Okay. So one time I was in this class for computer engineering, which is a really hard class, and a lot of people struggled with learning the material in lecture, so a lot of people went to tutoring to learn the material, and there's only one tutor and a lot of students, so students usually group up in pairs and in groups to get the assignment done and try and help each other out. And so I sat down next to this guy, and I sat down, opened up my assignment, and I asked him a question, and he was kind of brushed me off, and then picked up his work and walked away, and I was like, okay. So I keep working, and then, like, I look over, and there's a big group of guys, like, all doing the same assignment that I was just asking about. And so I was like, okay, I have another question. I'll just go over there and ask them. I go over there and I ask them the question, and they all just kind of look at me like, we don't really want to help you, you know? So I was like, okay, kind of offended, and I go back to my spot and keep working on it on my own. And then my guy friend comes over, someone that I know, and he's like, hey, do you know the answer to this? And I'm like, no, I don't, I can't figure it out. And he goes, okay, I'm gonna go ask them. So my guy friend goes over to this group of guys, asks the same question, and they're like, oh, you want to sit down with us? We can work it out together. And I was like, are you serious? Like, I just asked the same question, but they treated him completely differently.